Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In the last episode, we added some animations so that we can actually visually see ourselves switch between our different weapon blueprints. In between videos, I did a couple of really small things. In our weapon pickup base, I made the height of our weapon mesh. It was 110, I made it 75. This is just personal preference for me. I feel like they're at a better height now. And then in our player anim blueprint, I added this section that says translates bones to hold different weapons, just so that people can see what this part does. Okay, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to move away from the world of heavy coding and translating all these bones and doing this crazy stuff. And we are going to add some flair to our project, because currently right now, if you hit the button, it just kind of awkwardly automatically transitions instantaneously between the weapons. We want to actually animate something and play a sound. So let's go ahead and do that now. So if you are in our player anim blueprint, that's awesome. Go over to our player movement state machine and open that up. And we are going to drag out and we are going to add a state, and we're going to call this switching weapon. And I want to drag a transition to and back. So we want to be able to go from our idle to our switching weapon, and then from our switching weapon animation back to our idle walking one. In order to set this up, we need to do a couple of things. So first and foremost, if you remember, if I go to, I think just the basic event graph is closed down. If you go to this equip weapon event that is ran when we first pick up a weapon and when we switch between them every single time, you will know that within there we have this variable that says is switching weapon. When this event is run or ran, English is hard, this variable turns true, and then after 0.33 seconds it'll turn false, and we said that it allows time for a weapon switch animation to occur, so it's not instantaneously going from true to false. It allows time for this animation to occur. So that's what we're gonna be doing now. So first things first, let's go to our event graph in our anim blueprint. And let's create a new variable and call this is switching weapon. And I'll make this a Boolean. And all we wanna do with this is we want to set this to be equal to the same variable that's found within our player. Get is switching weapon, plug that into that. So now we have a Boolean that is in our anim blueprint that is set equal at all times to the value of the one found in our player. So let's do this, and it says, let's say variable for switching weapon animation. So pretty straightforward right there so far. And we'll add this off the branch of other stuff. You might, if you compile like me, you'll probably get a couple of little issues here. That's just because in our anim graph, we don't actually have any animations here. So we're gonna have to go ahead and add one. The one that we wanna add is in our shooter game. Let's go to shooter game animations, FPP animations, and we want to get rifle equip. So rifle equip looks like this, and we have a broken sound in here. So the one that we want is called, it is called equip, I believe. SR, sound cue AR equip, and it's busted. So let's equip it anyway. Volume multiplier, we can stay at 1 for now. Let's hit this magnifying glass to actually find this, and let's go ahead and fix it. So let's search equip 1. And then equip 2, right here, and then equip 3. So now we save it, we can play the cue. And now it works, and now you can hear it. Like that, pretty straightforward. This one now works. So let's go back to our anim blueprint, animation graph, player movement, open up switching weapon. Let's go to our asset browser. And we have rifle equip here. If you didn't have rifle equip already, just it'll probably say it's not configured to the skeleton. Hit yes, and then select player skeleton, and then it will show up over here, because player skeleton is the skeleton right here that we created to be attached to this, our character and our character's animation blueprint. So now all we need to do is we need to create some states. We need to tell the game, okay, when do you want to switch to this animation? And when do you want to switch back to this one? It's very, very simple. We just want to say, well, are we switching a weapon? If we are switching a weapon, we want to go from idle run to switching weapon. And then if we are not switching a weapon, we want to go back. And I'll let you compile and save. So now if we go up here and we pick up a weapon, we should see it animate, and animate again, and it animate again. And it's animating all the time. And we can switch now. We're getting the sound effect to play twice. That's kind of weird. But it's only sometimes. What? That is very strange. There might be something wrong with this animation. Let's see what the problem is. Okay, I think the problem was persisting because I had the animation file open, because now I'm not getting that error. It's working just fine. So he'll move the gun out of frame. It'll switch so quickly you can't even really tell that it's kind of glitching out. Also, another thing that we can check is I have currently weapon slot 1 equipped, which is the pistol currently. If I'm hitting 1, it's not doing anything. If you remember, we added this script in here to ensure that. So if our current weapon is the same thing as the weapon slot that we have equipped, we're not going to run anything. So we can't re-equip the weapon that we already have. So 1 doesn't work, and 2 doesn't work, 3 doesn't work, 4 doesn't work, 5, 6. And since we have those is valid nodes, if I can find them, my goodness. Oh my, this is why it's so easy to get lost in here. So since we have these is valid nodes, if I were to get rid of those is valid nodes right here, and I'm doing this, and then I hit 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, it will get confused. But since we have those, it'll just travel on down to the next one. It won't get confused, and everything works perfectly. So that is all well and good. We are going to just continuing on, add some functionality to these weapons, and make them look and sound and feel really awesome. So we'll do that in the next video, and I will see you there.